This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're speaking about murder, where evidence established that Mr. Rudolph murdered his wife in Africa to collect her insurance money, more than $4 million in proceeds. In the United States of America versus Lawrence Rudolph, the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, Amicus Curiae, the United States Court of Appeal for the 10th Circuit on September 8, 2025, affirmed his conviction. The 10th Circuit opined on the appeal of Lawrence Rudolph, who was convicted for the foreign murder of his wife Bianca Rudolph and related mail fraud charges. Lawrence Rudolph was tried and convicted for the fatal shooting of his wife during a hunting trip in Zambia. He was sentenced to life imprisonment for foreign murder and concurrent sentences for mail fraud related to his fraudulent procurement of life insurance proceeds following Bianca's death. The government alleged that Rudolph intentionally killed Bianca to collect approximately $4.8 million from her life insurance policies and used those proceeds to acquire various assets, including homes and luxury vehicles. His co-defendant, Milliron, was convicted on several counts related to accessory after the fact, obstruction, and perjury. The government presented evidence, extensive evidence, challenging Rudolph's claim that Bianca's death was accidental, including expert testimony on ballistics, forensic analysis, and witness accounts. The government also introduced evidence of Rudolph's affair with Ms. Milliron, including salacious emails and testimony about the couple's troubled marriage, undermining Rudolph's asserted lack of motive to kill Bianca. The district court admitted 6 statements Bianca made to a friend, Ms. Olmsted, under the forfeiture by wrongdoing exception to the hearsay rule. These statements related to Bianca's concerns about a forged post-nuptial agreement, Rudolph's forgery of her signature, and the affair with Ms. Milliron. The court found by a preponderance of the evidence that Rudolph caused Bianca's unavailability by killing her and intended to prevent her from testifying in a future divorce proceeding and in a Safari Club litigation because Rudolph was fired from his position at the Safari Club because of his illicit relationship with Ms. Milliron. Rudolph moved to sever his trial from Ms. Milliron, arguing that her testimony would be exculpatory and that the joint trial caused prejudice. The district court denied the motion, finding that Ms. Milliron's affidavit was vague and conditional and that judicial economy favored a joint trial. The court concluded that Ms. Milliron was unlikely to testify at the severed trial. Her testimony lacked substance and exculpatory value, and the district court's decision was not an abuse of discretion. The district court ordered forfeiture of assets Rudolph purchased after accepting Bianca's life insurance proceeds, including homes in Arizona and Pennsylvania, an Aston Martin and a Bentley, funds from bank accounts and accrued interest, dividends, and appreciation of those assets. Rudolph argued that the assets were commingled with untainted funds and that the government should have sought a money judgment under the substitute asset provision of the United States Code. The court affirmed the forfeiture under 18 U.S.C. Section 981A1C includes not only the principal proceeds but also interest, dividends, and appreciation derived from the tainted assets, rejecting all of Rudolph's arguments. Zambian authorities had immediately opened an investigation into Bianca's death, and they reviewed the scene of the shooting, analyzed evidence, and interviewed relevant witnesses, including Mr. Rudolph. Early in the investigation, conflicting reports emerged as to whether Bianca's death was an accident or a suicide. Ultimately, Zambian authorities concluded that Bianca died by accident and found no evidence of foul play. However, by July of 2022, Mr. Rudolph and Ms. Milliron were jointly tried before a District of Colorado jury. As to Mr. Rudolph, the government theorized that he intentionally shot Bianca, choosing a remote area in Zambia to perpetrate the shooting, to collect Bianca's life insurance proceeds and live happily thereafter with Ms. Milliron. To that end, the government presented witness testimony regarding the Rudolph's troubled marital relationship and Mr. Rudolph's actions before and after Bianca's death. Multiple representatives from the insurance companies who paid out Bianca's life insurance proceeds also testified. Last to testify was Mr. Rudolph himself, who unequivocally denied murdering Bianca, claimed her death was an accident, and explained that he was in the bathroom when the shotgun went off. The jury didn't buy his testimony and convicted Mr. Rudolph on both counts, foreign murder and mail fraud. The appellate court affirmed the district court's judgment of conviction and forfeiture order, rejecting Rudolph's challenges to severance, venue, evidentiary rulings, and forfeiture. The court emphasized the thoroughness of the government's evidence and accounting, the proper application of legal standards regarding venue and forfeiture, and the harmlessness of any evidentiary errors. For the above reasons, the district court's judgment of conviction and forfeiture order were affirmed. In my opinion, I don't understand people who kill their wives. I've been married to the same woman happily for 58 years. So I have no idea why anyone would take his wife on a safari into the wilds of Zambia to kill her with a shotgun, and then claim she accidentally killed herself and collected thereafter more than $4.8 million in life insurance proceeds. And when convicted, he appealed to reverse the conviction. But the Court of Appeal found no reason to accept his appellate arguments. Large life insurance policies are sometimes a temptation to a criminal beneficiary, especially when acquired with murder in mind to go with another woman. The government should be commended for defeating the scheme, even after the Zambian police concluded that the death was accidental, because this was not just a murder, it was an insurance fraud. This video was adapted from my blog, Zalma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zalma.com/blog. You could subscribe to the blog, and if you do, you'll receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5, sometimes 6 a week. And you will also gain access to the more than 5,150 blog postings. You can also subscribe to these videos on rumble.com and youtube.com. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you click on the like button on YouTube or the thumbs up button on rumble.com. And if you're interested in further detail about insurance claims, insurance law, and insurance fraud, please consider, for a very small fee, subscribing to my Substack publications. Thank you for your attention.